since I'm doing a relatively complicated stop motion, I thought I might do a little behind the scenes this time and show my process, I guess. But I feel like that's a bit of a grand term for something that I'm kind of making up as I go. But there we go. As you can see, I've just had a shower, and you're just going to have to do your best to ignore this. Like, just do your best. So I have my setup. I'm all ready to go and start shooting. So let's show you what I have. Right, so here we have the star of the show. This is the gingerbread puppet. I have him on a little wire, a bit of fishing line, which is attached to this ruler and weighed down with this dumbbell. So there you go. This is what you will see actually in the shot, just the bookshelf and the gingerbread man running across the floor. And up here, we have my improvised ruler. So I've just stuck a load of masking tape along here, and I'm going to use that as markers for placing the ruler at, so I get a nice even movement. This is my camera, and I have it connected to my computer. Haha. The advantage of doing it that way is that I can use software to tell my camera to take a photograph, and I don't need to actually touch the camera, which is key for getting stop motion to look good, because the tripod that I'm using is not the most stable, so if I'm touching the camera it's going to slightly move. So this way I don't need to touch it once I start. So I have drawn the blinds in this room so that we have minimal varying light going on. I have this nice cheap IKEA lamp. The top lamp has a daylight bulb in it, and this is not a daylight bulb, so you can probably tell by the difference in colour. Can you tell on this camera? Slightly. It's not the greatest camera. Yeah, and that is then spotlighting a little bit. And over here we have my lovely studio light. Which, if I switch on, ta-da! That is my lit scene. So I've experimented with the lighting a little bit. Unfortunately, the camera does pick up the fishing wire. I don't know if this one will. You can kind of see, you can see a line. Yeah, you can see it. I'm not that proficient with lighting things so that wouldn't show up. I'm not quite sure how I would approach that. So I'm either going to have it, you can just see the wire, because it's clearly a puppet. It's okay if there's a wire, but I'm going to try and, after I've taken all these images, just edit them in Photoshop to either remove the line or just make the line less obvious. Depends on what I'm able to do. I'd imagine it's mostly only going to stand out when you can see it against the bookcase background, of the back of the bookcase rather than the books, is what I mean there. So I think that should be easy-ish to remove, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll work it out. This is a lot of improvisation. And I'm going to be watching Once Upon a Time again, because I like having something on in the background that I don't need to fully pay attention to. So that's what that is. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so I just had what I thought was a disaster, but actually, it's kind of brilliant. So the fishing line just came off the puppet, which is very annoying, but he didn't fall over. Of course he didn't. I weighted his feet so that he could stand up, and my problem was that I couldn't have him just standing on one leg. But because of how many frames I'm doing here, it's actually worked out that each image is him having both feet on the ground, is each end of each stride. So I don't need the fishing wire. I can just move him. This is suddenly so much easier. Alright, we're resetting. We can start again, and I won't even have to edit out the image of the wire this time, so fantastic. Okay, attempt too. So that is it shot. So now I just need to check on the computer that it looks okay and whether I need to do it again. Let's find out. Well, I think eyeballing it looks alright. Not perfect, but I think best that I'm gonna do with the skill I have and the tech I have. But the fact that I didn't have to use the wire in the end and still got a reasonable run, I think that if I'd wanted to get a smoother run with like actually lifting his feet off the ground between steps and things, having more frames in the run cycle, I think I would need to have a more finessed puppet, I guess, because I'd need to get like knee bending, that kind of movement, and it's just not achievable with this puppet. But I mean, something to work on in future. So yeah, that's I think the most complex bit of the stop motion, getting that run. So everything else is going to be kind of like the things I've done before. So fingers crossed I can shoot the rest of it at some point in the next, like I might try and do a little bit more today. But yeah, I think that's the most complex bit done, so yeah. But anyway, I hope that has been interesting showing the process, and I will have a link to the video of the actual stop motion somewhere, a description or in a card or an annotation kind of thing, I don't know. There'll be some way to click through to it, so watch that if you haven't already seen it. And yeah, hope this was interesting.